what was the specific things that you did to attract the partner you have now? Did you write the list of what you want in a man, like every single detail? Like, what was the process with that?
Okay, so the easiest way to describe this is actually, so I've got my flagship love coaching program is called Get Your Soulmate, and there's 7 modules, and they're very, they're in an order for a reason, because so many people, they want to jump to the end. Let me talk you through them, and then it will become clear. So the first module is called Understand Why You're Stuck. So in that module, and that work I had to do is the looking at your patterns in past relationships and romantic experiences, looking at your childhood and all of these links, looking at your mum and dad, like all of this sort of work, which is really quite hard. The next module is even harder. The second module is where most people want to quit, and some do. Honestly, some do, because it literally makes you want to be sick. So it's called Own Your Shadow Side. Oh, and this is where some of my clients call it the grid of many men. You have to literally go through everything, like interrogating every single like romantic experience that you can possibly remember you had, and getting really clear at what your part in it was. So you're clear on like, okay, why I was led to that type of personal relationship because of my childhood, whether it, you watch your parents go through a really hard divorce, or, addiction, like with my parents, or, you were bullied. I've had a lot of clients who were really badly bullied at school. And so their self-worth was really low. So when it came to romantic relationships, they couldn't trust people, and they would go for people who would sort of mirror that bullying feeling, or being controlled or belittled or whatever it was. So yeah, the second module is about taking ownership of how you have been showing up, because so many women come to me and say, it's not my fault, I keep getting ghosted. Like they're really in victim mentality. Oh, I always go for the wrong guy and it's not my fault, and it's like, it's not about being your fault, it's not about blame, it's just about understanding, it's about clarity. So you have been subconsciously attracting a certain kind of dynamic and like acting out certain patterns because, again, they're familiar. That's it. Don't judge yourself for it. Just understand, and then you can change the patterns. The third module is much, much nicer. It's called Connect to Your Power. That's the spiritual one. That's where we kind of, get in touch with what I refer to, because I'm from sort of 12 steps recovery from codependency. A higher power. That can be the universe. That can be love. That can be whatever you want it to mean. It's as you understand it. And so that's starting to do the healing work on your relationship with you via that sort of that energetic force of love. Then the fourth module is essentially about letting go. It's about releasing those energetic cords to those past relationships so that we don't have to carry them on in the future. It's about forgiveness. It's about releasing, and that's quite an emotional one. Then the fifth module is about increase your self-worth, essentially. And that's about having boundaries with people, which can be very hard. So getting out of people pleasing and being very clear with what is and what isn't acceptable for you from dating, relationships, whatever. And it's not even just in your romantic life, it's across the board. And it's really getting to falling in love with yourself and seeing yourself more objectively and with love, and realizing what a catch you are. And there's a lot of exercises that I take them through in that module. And then the sixth is, this is where people want to go. That people want to start on module 6 because it's the fun one. But if they haven't done all the 5 before, this will only take you so far. So this is all about, what is your romantic vision? What do you want to attract in? What type of partner and relationship would be right for you? So this is where you do your vision board, you're doing all your really fun visualizations. Imagine a day in the life of your ideal partner and relationship. It's really fun. But as I said, if you haven't done the work before, then even if that will help you attract someone, you will not be able to sustain it. And then finally, again, this is what people always want to know the tips for. It's about, okay, how to make that romantic vision a reality. So this is about how to date, when to have sex, how to have a really full life outside of your romantic one, how to stay in your magnetic attraction zone, how to know if he's the one, all of that sort of thing. So that's the whole entirety of it. And I did that work through I work with coaches, therapists, I read all these books. So there's so many different sort of smaller parts within each of those steps, but that gives you an idea, like there's a lot of work to be done.
Yeah. And breathe. I you know what? I just think, why did they not teach this in school? Why don't they teach us relationships oh God, it's the most juiciest thing of life. And I'll speak for myself. Like I just know I'm here on this earth to meet my soulmate and create this partnership. And usually the thing that you want the most is the hardest to get, because there's so much resistance and so much at play. And if you could give one piece of advice to your younger self out of those like 7 steps, which has been the most transformational for you?
Okay, so this is the message of my new book, Love is Coming. This was a game changer for me. Stop looking outside of yourself for the partner you want to get, and start looking inside of yourself for the partner you want to be. We live in such a superficial culture that is so about what can I get? What can I get? And I see it. And listen, we've all been guilty of it in the spiritual world, like the new age world of, manifesting, attracting. And it's not that there's something wrong with that. But what makes it, what the game changer is when you start to think of it in a different way. Instead of just like, I want a boyfriend, I want to meet my soulmate, which is what I used to be like. It's like, what positive thing would this be for the world if I had that relationship? How would that benefit not just me, but my friends, my family, my community, my work life, the world as a whole? That was such a game changer, because it connected me to a higher purpose beyond just what I wanted. Like, well, I want that new pair of shoes. And I see that for so many women. I'm like, you're actually sabotaging yourself when you're basically attracting your soulmate like getting that dream bag or that dream shoes. It's just a thing to have on your arm to look nice. It's not that that's wrong, but there's so much more to it. So who do you want to be? Because if you want that amazing relationship, you've got to step into your power before it's able to come to you.